Hey everyone, welcome back to the Weekly Awakening Podcast. This is episode 268 and your host, Cosmic Colleen. It is officially Leo season today at 9:28 a.m. So in a little bit here on the East Coast, we will be in Leo season. I'm not ready for it. All of a sudden the year goes so slow and then you're in the middle of summertime and it's like, okay, we're already almost done. We are not. Let's enjoy our moments, moment to moment. So this week, like I said, Tuesday the 22nd at 9:29. Did I say 9:28? 9:29 a.m. East Coast. On Wednesday the 23rd at 1:32 a.m. We have the Sun sextiling Uranus in Gemini. On Wednesday, 4:23 a.m., so less than 24 hours, Venus in Gemini and Mars in Virgo will square each other. Then Wednesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, we have the new moon in Leo, 3:11 p.m. East Coast time. So right before this full moon, there's a fire trine. The Sun in Leo and Saturn in Aries. Loving that, a trine between that. And the Sun in Aries will also trine Neptune in Aries right now. And then on Friday the 25th, 2:32 p.m., right after the new moon, the Sun will go opposite Pluto retrograde. That's going to be I want to say most of this week is very fiery and high energy. Obviously, I'm going to talk about it, but that's going to be one that can also be a little bit rammy. We can really bring out the roar of a lion. So, Mercury station retrograde this weekend. How is everyone feeling? I have a funny Mercury retrograde story. So, a friend of mine, he's in the hospital, and I decided I wanted to send him a plant. He's a plant guy. So, I got home from work on Saturday, and I'm sitting there. And I'm like, let me just do this. So I go to the first website that popped up, and it was avasflowers.net. I ordered a balloon, a yucca potted plant, a message, message I thought was just going to sort of come on a piece of paper, and a rushed delivery fee. Everything together came to like $125. As soon as I placed the order, I said to myself, oh my fucking God, Colleen, Mercury gestation retrograde today. You didn't even vet this company. And I just had a feeling. So as soon as I go to look it up, the company across every review has 1 star out of like 10,000 reviews, and they were like, the stuff doesn't even deliver. They don't give you, some people have gotten their stuff. They don't give you what they say. They don't show up on time. They take your money. You can't get a hold of anyone. There's no customer service. I'm like, of course. I can't even believe this. So the company, they show up, like I put in Monroeville where the hospital was, and it showed up avasflowers.net. So it turns out no matter what town you're in, they show up first. So let me tell you though, I called my bank. They said I had to wait till it, was pending till it went through to dispute it. And I'm like, some of these people said that something got through, so maybe something did. I texted my friend. I said, let me know by 2 p.m. if anything gets there. No, 2 p.m. So 2 p.m. comes and goes. Nothing is there. Nothing is there all day. I was busy doing something, so I didn't even try to, think about it. And then the next morning, I woke up with a text message from this person that said, thank you so much for the handwritten card. You have the same serial killer handwriting. You always have bad handwriting. And the aloe plant. And so, mind you, I bought like a small plant. So it got there 13 hours after I paid for a rush delivery. The aloe plant, which I love, he conveniently didn't have one. He's a big plant person. And the card was this like emoji card, which with like little kid emojis on it. And it was like someone, I had wrote the message I thought would be typed out on like a paper like they usually do. It was cursive handwriting and sent to him. So at least it got there. I'm like, whatever. I learned my lesson. Mercury retrograde. This is what we mean when stuff like this happens. Like, vet what you're going to buy. Vet your company. Like, go through, check everything, make sure all the P's and Q's are signed there. I don't know what in the drug front company avasflowers.net is. I don't even know how this ended up getting there, but it turned out, like I said, to be this very big aloe plant, and he didn't even have one. So it worked out. He had a rough night, so it really had helped him. I trust the universe's timing. So as far as that goes, I was happy something still got there, and it turned out to be the perfect time that he needed it and the plant that he needed. So Mercury lesson, it does always work out in the end, maybe not how we thought, and the whole thing turned out to be kind of funny. Like I said, I was happy something just got there. So look out for avis.net. Normally I don't, that's what I'm saying, they have so many bad reviews, but obviously there's some sort of drug front because they're able to still get people to do this all the time. And I'm like, who the heck is like running this out of their house? It was a handwritten note with an emoji card. It was quite funny to me, but nevertheless, there's something else I want to talk about, the affair heard around the world. First of all, this is just very Uranus and Gemini with the reaction. Had they not moved, which I know all of us have already thought, most likely no one would have even noticed. Maybe there could have been a coincidence that one other person was at that concert who saw them on the Jumbotron. That girl was just filming because she was getting ready in hopes that she was on, the Jumbotron. When they reacted like that, obviously no matter who it was, it would have gone viral, even if it was just Joe Schmo in Indiana. You know what I mean? That would have just totally gone whatever. So there was that very Uranus, that sudden reaction, like, oh, especially in the air sign of Gemini, which reacts often faster than they think, like, oh my God, okay, oops, oh, okay. So then I also thought to myself, besides their jobs, I bet you both of them either have an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. Again, not just because those are sort of jobs. Believe it or not, I know a lot of Aquarius placements who are in HR, and obviously the astronomer are very Aquarius. And so Mercury retrograde in Leo has been opposing Pluto in Aquarius. So that was sort of as Pluto reveals shadows, and Mercury retrograde, there's this trickery to it, which often it will reveal truths that you don't want to see or that are true in some way. So I thought that was really interesting. I mean, whatever. People, it's not, everyone needs to worry about their own business, I thought. I like to talk about it in astrology-wise, but it's so funny how everyone gets so crazy on the internet. Like, everyone's a psychologist, everyone's a commenter, everyone's whatever. Everyone should just look at their own world and then the place would be happier. But nevertheless, it was sort of funny. And that was the Uranus in Gemini reaction. Like, bro, don't react. So now let's talk about the new moon in Leo. This is a very fiery, active new moon. Like I said, this is where we plant the seeds with force, action plan. We take those action plans and we may have some sort of false faith. And that's the sun trine Neptune during this time. That jumpstart us. So it's a good false faith with the trine to Neptune. Like, I'm going to make you a big believer in your plan working out, even if others say you are a dreamer. That's how you get there. Almost like a delusional state, a delusional insanity. And think about it, a lot of good things get done or started with that delusional energy. I mean, half the millionaires and billionaires, I think that everyone says that they were just some sort of crazy person who believed in themselves. So they get that energy going. The message is, believe in yourself, even if everyone else thinks that you are crazy. This energy is even going to be magnified with the opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, which means you may meet some resistance in your new plan or the seeds of intention that you are starting to grow. This is a new moon of action. This action is carrying you through the rest of the year. Like I said, before we know it, we're going to be headed towards the dark time of the year. We'll be in Libra season. I know, Colleen, don't say it, but that's why we enjoy our moments. However, it's happening, to carry us through. We got to get on. What is the action? What did we accomplish? And how have we not gotten there? And what's the action plan to get started? And this is almost like a jump start with that little bit of insanity in believing with yourself. I'm going to jump with blind faith and have a reaction. So also Mercury retrograde is happening at the same time as this new moon. We're looking back and revisiting previous job, life conquest, maybe a personal attack that happened on like the front, maybe from a boss or, people at work are attacking you. Past dreams, things like, I mean, maybe dreams like sleeping, but I meant like past like belief dreams, things that you wanted to accomplish. Just because something comes back around though during Mercury retrograde doesn't mean or always mean it needs to be gone after. Sometimes it's so we can have a deeper reflection or gain some sort of awareness. That's what I like to say is the majority of what Mercury retrograde does. If we look at a deeper level, it just gives us mercurial understanding and awareness so we can shift and grow. It's not recommended to start something brand new like, oh my God, this just came out of nowhere during Mercury retrograde. Let me start it. I just met this person. However, if it is something that was previously mentioned, work towards, it came up in the past somehow, some way. Yeah, go ahead, dibble dabble in it. Again, see what transpires. And, I feel like mostly past things are coming up again for you to go after with this fiery new moon, not just the awareness, because this is a very action-driven, fiery new moon. So it's more of taking that action. So if a previous job comes out, previous person, an idea, run with that idea. So especially because we have Leo, Mercury retrograde in Leo. And so with this Leo new moon, as Leo, we just enter into Leo season. My Leo placements, this is obviously going to be the strongest for you. And my other fixed placements, I have a little bit of some horoscopes. Aquarius placements, this is going to have you wanting to reveal a secret or a hidden part of yourself, and it feels good. I feel like maybe that came to me just because of what happened last week with the affair hidden around, but I was like really diving into that and looking at this transit and being like, okay, for Aquarius, but more of like a hidden part of yourself that no one knows, or like a side of you that you're afraid to show, that authentic part. I mean, you guys are naturally authentic, but you obviously, or you sometimes hide that. And where Leo is the opposition, Leo just is like in your face on the stage. You're like behind the scenes getting shit done. So a part of yourself that you weren't able to free or live authentically somewhere in you, you just couldn't let yourself be. It is a little shocking to others, or maybe even with yourself. Now that Uranus is in Gemini, it's going to begin to trine your, Aquarius placement. So it's giving you that little jolt, that little jump of like, ooh, authentically being me. I don't really care. I'm going to be honest with everyone. If someone thinks I'm awkward, oh well. Taurus placements. You are not going to want to let go of control like you ever do. But for more of wanting to be a little rebellious, Taurus are still getting a little bit of that Uranus energy. Uranus is just barely over the border in Gemini, so very close to the 29th degree of Taurus, then retrograding back. So fighting or being stubborn, but almost, like I said, in this rebellious way, almost like a funny kind of trickster way, with that square to Mercury retrograde. Now, it isn't all bad. With this new moon, you may, have a well-deserving, through getting what you want. You're well-deserving of being demanding, of being stubborn. This might be an issue from the past, most likely, that has been persisting. So you have to nail the hammer down, get shit done for it to move past. So it's like this rebelliousness, nah, I'm not giving in, but it does make the changes that you want. Scorpio placements, you have a lot of extra emotional juice. So you have been doing a lot of private releasing, especially since Jupiter entered Cancer, and it might have not felt that good yet, but it is good with that trine to Jupiter. And at first, like I said, those emotions that were released you didn't but you were able to just channel them outward in some way, not keep them in like you usually do. Now these emotions are being something, they're building something powerful inside of you, becoming more powerful in a positive way. And the reactions that were causing those emotions that just came out of you, you now almost are closing the chapter on that reaction. You're moving forward with your life. You are choosing not to live in that reactive emotional state anymore. The day before the new moon, this is a breakdown, guys, will feel chaotic, but in an almost lighthearted way, light conflicts with siblings, friends, lovers, more in an annoyed way, maybe even with what you want to do or your creative energy. That powerful and delusional go for it energy will be very present, but maybe today you won't know how to channel it, but tomorrow you will. The day of the new moon, you will have a high energy more. It will feel good. It won't feel over the top though, and standing in my power energy will feel good. The actions will feel good. Then the day after the new moon, there will be a more high energy conflict day. But like I said earlier, you may have to stand in your power, stand in what your dreams are, and stand in your quirky personality and just say, this is who I am. This is what I want. Deal with it, please. Whew. Guys, I had my first week at the new salon. I want to say it's really, really good. I'm loving it. It's a good change after a decade and a half. I mean, there's some stableness. I'm still in Narberth, but it's different energy. And sometimes, especially for my fixed signs as the message, it feels easy. It's scary to break out of what you know. It's scary to unfold. It's scary to jump right into something new and just allow it to be, to let go of those things. But I'm telling you, the energy refresh feels so good. And for someone with a lot of Mercury placements, I have done a million times of leaving something and jumping in new. It's sort of mercurial people. It kind of comes natural to us. But sometimes I really will stay in certain things for a long time, especially if it is easy for me. And I still had a little bit of fear, but it always works out. No matter what, is always worked out. If you're having that intuition to go, if you're having that intuition, believe in it, follow it, especially with Jupiter in Cancer right now. That's going to be a heightened intuition for a lot of people. Jupiter, one of the things that rolls over is sort of our spiritual beliefs, is our intuition, is that otherworldly. And in the moon sign of Cancer, this is all coming out to us natural. So trust your intuition more than ever during this next year. So trust in that. I hope everyone has a beautiful, powerful week. Channel this new moon energy with doing something physical. Get yourself out physical. As you guys know, I have a total Aquarius placement, a total Taurus placement. And with this energy this week leading up, like I said, was very conflicting. I tell you what, they had so much fucking energy. I took them out all day. We went paddleboarding. We went swimming in Marsh Creek. Then I took them to the pool. And they were still somehow wrestling and fighting the entire time. Not that boys don't normally do that, but with this fiery energy happening with this new moon and it both interacting big time with their astrology, I was like, all right, Colleen, it's not always going to be like this. I literally ran them dry for 10 hours and they were still going at it. It was crazy. But nevertheless, enjoy the fire, enjoy the get start, jump something. I don't know, jump some rope or something. I love you all. Have a good day. Bye.